Yo, what's going on guys? Massive here and I am back for another video on my channel. So this is the GSC Draft League Analysis. So we're back here again for another analysis. This time, I'm very excited to play. I'm excited to play all of my draft leagues, but this one I'm very excited for. So this is the Global Serene Cup, I think it's called. Global Serene Cup. It's owned by BT Raven, and yes, he's the owner of DTC. So DTC just turned into GSC, which is Global Student Cup. So I just want to thank him for letting me be invited to the league. I'm very excited. I had so much fun in the DTC. Unfortunately, I fell short in semifinals. But yeah, I'm back with another draft league, and yeah, this is what I've been waiting for ever since DTC ended. I'm very excited to be back, and yeah, look at this logo though. London Luxors are back and trying to go for another title. Alright, so this season I'm in the GSC Advanced Division. So there's three different divisions. It's like A League, B League, C League. And yes, obviously I'm in the top because I did come semifinals in the top division last year. But unlike last year, there's no Ubermons, thank God, and there's no freaking Z moves, thank God. So yeah, this is the starting screen. So this is like a somewhat document. So I gotta give a shout out to all the people that work in GSC because I think their documents are amazing. Yeah, I did do this, so don't give me any prep other than some of the stuff. Like you'll see. But yeah, so let's go over the quick rule format. So battle rules. So there's no legacy moves, so no HPs, no pursuit, no return, frustration. So any moves that were taken out in Sword and Shield, they're gone forever, and there's no leak moveset, so there's like rising voltage Coco and like stuff like that. But mons that are in the game like Barraskewda can use like flip turn and stuff, and Lantern can use like rising voltage, but mons like Dragon Knight can use dual wing beat, Salamence can either, stuff like that, scale shot, mega guard jump, and stuff like that. There's no Dynamax, Gigantamax, and Z moves like I said before. All mons have to be level 100, which sucks because I really wanted to bring a level 99. Raven, if you're watching this, let me do that. And finally, like last season, there was no baton passing, so my Umbreon literally was a hard wall. But this season, there's freaking baton passing. I don't care if it's just dry passing, it's momentum. And it really hurt me last season. So I'm very excited that baton passing isn't allowed. No status, no sub, but you can have negative stats because I'm going to assume you can because it really doesn't do anything. Kingsaw, Quick Law, and stuff are banned. Wow, so Slowpoke actually got a buff, debuff or nerf. With this, I didn't really see this. Sand Veil and Snow Cloak are allowed. Blah transactions. If I make a transaction, I'll tell you about it. All this is just for me, and we'll go into the drafting rules right here. So each team is given 120 points to draft exactly 11, no more, no less. Like this right here, I'll pull it up right there, like that. So you have 11 points for 120 months, so it's practically a free draft. I'll go over the tiering a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit mess because I couldn't really do the stats, and I wanted to get this out as soon as possible because I wanted to be the first one to get it out a draft analysis video before Bailey, before Q, before anyone. I want to get mine out because I know mine's gonna be the worst. So, and I don't edit because I don't have a lot of time. So this is just a one take wonder like I usually do. But yeah, as you can see, there's 19 mons. Oh wait, no, there's just 18 mons all the way to 1 point mons. There's 10 point, and then there's 18. So if you want to take a screenshot, I'll scroll all the way down if you guys want to look at it. I think the only people that are really going to watch it are in DTC. I'll leave the doc in the description, I guess, if you want to look at the tiers in general, I guess. But yeah, so there's a lot of mons to choose from. There's some notes here, like no Shell Smash Blastoise, no S-Toss and Mega Kingscon. If you play Draft League, you know what's up. No Clanger Soul, which actually I found a surprise because I thought it wasn't as busted on Como, and then no Shoe Force. And so yeah, so as I came back to the screen, with the beautiful logo again. So yeah, this is how I tracked all my mons. So I have 120 points for 11 mons, and these, shout out to everyone here if you're on this list, is A division. And out of the 16 coaches, I got shafted. This looks bad. I got shafted, and I was on 13th, and I think that's like the bottom middle is the worst because you don't get anything good in round 1 and you get an iffy mon round 2 depending. So I had to really think because I was like, man, Raven really effed me over here. And I really had to think on some more value picks more than getting Pult, Coco, Celesteela, stuff like that that'll go right away. And yeah, so that was my basis for my draft. I really wanted to build around one really good mon, and I really wanted to build around one of my favorite mons. Like, I just want to use mons that I'm really, really comfortable with because I'm gonna try to make a run for this year. Last year, with the Ubers, I kind of just joined, and I didn't realize it was Ubers, and I kind of just went with it, and I ended up doing really well. But this year, I'm gonna use mons that I'm really comfortable with, that I've been using all the time. As you see, I use some mons that I'm not really used to because it happens. But yeah, so going in the first round pick as a 13th pick, I ended up picking up Victini. So his name is Vegeta as my nickname. I didn't want to do Vendetta because that's overused. And Victini is amazing. So Victini was with 16 points. I think Victini is a really, really slept on mon that's getting a lot more usage now in National Dex Draft League. And Victini is always my roots. I love how the new power with V-Create with it. It's very psychic if you don't know. And its ability Victory Star, which means it boosts his attacks accuracy by 1.1. So V-Create's like 96 accuracy or 90, something like that. Yeah, 96 because it's 85 or something. And he has base 100 stats across the board. And with the introduction with heavy duty boots, I just think that Victini is a monster. Because how, like, the real ways in Gen 6 and 7 to wear down Victini was hazards, right? Because Victini could only come in so many times and click V-Create. With base 100 speed, it would be really good because I have stuff to pair with it, and it's a very, very good mon to start off. Victini, I think, is a primary fire type. It's has psychic stab as well, but a lot of its like attacking often is like from fire type. It's the main fire type, as I'm gonna say. So yeah, we'll go through this a little bit. It gives me a versatile mon, which honestly, with me, I love versatility. I think versatility is one of the biggest strong points in draft, and the fact that I could get something that's so potentially wall breaking and pivoting, and it could be special, it could be mixed, it could be literally anything. It could be a stalling Victini set with like sub-toxic. It doesn't get toxic, yeah, or like even a Trick Room setter, stuff like that. With versatility, I just love the fact that it gets U-turn for momentum and heavy duty boost now. And it's Bolt Strike to break down stuff, and other than it doesn't really get much setup. If it had Calm Mind, it would be very, very good because I can't let Z celebrate. Even if it could, it would be banned. But if it had like Calm Mind or Nasty Plot, I think this thing would be freaking amazing. But Stab V crates, not a lot of things. Oh, it's 100%. No, sorry, it's 100% accuracy with Victory Star. My bad. But 180 base power V crates doesn't matter. Something's gonna take damage, and this is a thing that when you see on a prep, how am I gonna take on a Victini? Am I gonna check it offensively? Am I gonna have to run a tech for it? Am I gonna have to run a gimmick, maybe a focus sash or an Aqua Berry or something like that, just to take a victory, a hit? And at the same time, am I gonna run a physical or special? Is it gonna attack me physical or special? That's what I really want my opponent to be thinking about, because it's so versatile what it does. It can be special or physical. It doesn't really matter, and that's why I love Victini. So yeah, so I started to build my core around Victini. Being 13th, I saw like Polko and Coco. Obviously, if they're there, I was gonna take them. But I saw a lot of things fall like Mega Mawile on like round 3 or something, and same with Mega Gallade, which was really cool. But I wanted to take something that was my bread and butter, and that's the Rotom Wash. GSC doesn't really know how much I use the Rotoms, because I didn't use one last season. But I think Rotom Wash or Shnee, shout out anime reference if you know. Shnee is an amazing mon. I think I use Rotom Wash so I think he's in 50% of my draft leagues that I play that's like non-Ubers and stuff. And the fact that it has like really good mixed defenses, and it pairs super well with Victini with my Volt Turn, and the fact that it can defog, it can Thunder Wave, it can pivot off of him, and it breaks down ground types, and its only weakness is grass, and Victini poops on grasses. It's only 14 points, which is a little much because Rotom Heat was 13, but I understand the fact that I can defog for Victini, so I don't have to run boots, I can run band, I can run whatever. is really, really, really good. And the fact that it gets nasty plot now, and it can actually be a setup threat one day. Yeah. Yeah, Shindy, there's not much else to talk about Rotom. I think it's just amazing pivot, where Victini just pairs super, super well, and working on my Fire Water Grass Spark. As well, it has the ability to levitate, but I think you guys all know that all Rotoms have levitate. So moving on to round 3, so I had to wait like 25 picks to get my next mon. I saw a lot of things go, and I was really scared on how I was going to build this team, because I could take Victini Rotomosh and build a whole entire different draft and have just these two together. That's what I was thinking originally, but I was like, no, screw it. I want to build around Victini. I'm going to start doing that. I just needed to get my pieces here and there, and it was a little bit scuffed here and there. So next, round 3, I ended up picking up Scolipede. I think Scolipede is becoming one of my favorite mons to use in Draft League. I think that Scolipede is broken. I think Scolipede is versatile. For 13 points, Scolipede I think is a steal. Shinji Matu, if you know, shout out, another Fate reference because my name's Saber. Shout out to you if you know that reference. I think that Scolipede is pretty versatile with it. It's an insane late game sweeper that gives me a 112 base speed stat to round up my speed stats. It gives me spikes, it gives me T-spikes, it gives me Endeavor speed boost. It gives me a setup threat that Victini can break through steel types, and Scolipede can just beat everything. Rotomosh and Victini, like, cause Scolipede can beat down steel types with Earthquake, but like Skarmory, Celesteela, and Corviknight, but Victini and Rotomosh handle that really, really, really well. And the fact that I can defog away with Rotom, so I don't have to run Boost, I can run Black Sludge, I can run Life Orb, I can run this, and just the fact that it has Speed Boost, Swords Dance is a threat. Because every single week, if you don't have a Scolipede answer, it's gonna 6-0 you, reverse you. Because if I have Victini wall breaking for me with V-Crates, and I have my Milotic on 50%, and Scolipede can late game with Mega Horn and Poison Jab, like, it will happen. Or it could be a lead with spikes and T-spikes and helping wear down those walls that Victini really wants to break. Stuff like Milotic and Suicune like that, with T-spikes and spikes, they go a long way. I think that people really underestimate how badly Hazard Stack is, even though heavy duty boost is in the game, it just forces another item. So maybe you can't run Akka, you can't run Focus Sash, you have to run Boost just to knock it down, which is a really big dub in my eyes, because the fact that if a viable Scarf user has to run Boost just to not take hazard damage is really, really good. Same with walls, I guess, because you won't get leftovers cover, you won't get this and this and this. And yeah, the fact that I have some really, really good pivots. If I wanted to run Poison Point Baton Pass Scolipede, I could, because I couldn't pass speed. Oh, wrong thing. But yeah, overall, I think that this thing's amazing. It has ground type coverage and Aqua Tail. It gets Mega Horn, Poison Jab, Steel Slap. It gets Rock to hit flying types, and Steel Roller, which I actually used against the Coco, which is very, very effective. It gets rid of terrain and Throat Chop and stuff. And the thing is, it beats down Bulky Psychics. Bulky Psychics can somewhat come in Victini, but it helps. Scolipede does help, even though being weak. Next, I'm on So, I really, really wanted a Wish Passer, and I actually wanted Sylveon on this team, but literally, I think Kyle picked it up right before I was going to pick it up, and I was like, F you, Kyle, whatever, I hate you, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't say that to him, obviously, but if you're watching this, Kyle, I really dislike you. But I think Togekiss is one of my best next options. I think as a Wish Passer, it's very viable, as well as a Heavy Duty Boost Defog user. It's very, very good. And the thing is, this thing is a win con every single week. I go flinch by down my opponents, and I just can win right there. It's a really big win con, especially the fact that it also has versatility options: Defog, Wish, Heal Bell, Support, Togekiss, as well as Nasty Plot, Choice Scarf Togekiss, like Nasty Plot or Choice Scarf Togekiss can really be threatening. Trick Togekiss, stuff like that could really, really help me with Suiting Grace, obviously, makes F/60%, and Super Luck is there to like crit and stuff. Very, very, very good mod. I've only used Togekiss a couple times, but it really does help me with the fact that ground types could kind of, like, Excadrill, I guess, still beats this team, but like it's kind of hard if he's like scarfed or something, which is very, very, very valuable. I'm very excited that this thing gets soft boiled now, not roost. So does roost have more PP? No, it has soft boiled, so I don't actually lose my flying type if I really wanted to. And Tailwind is really freaking good with Fictini actually. So I don't know. I think it's Yawn. I don't know some cool tech with this thing, and I'm very in fact to get some Devil Extreme Speed. But yeah, overall, I think that Togekiss is a really good mod. I would like to have Sylveon, but I think Togekiss can get it done as well. Yeah, sorry, something was at my door. Next, I have Mirio Togata, and I think that this thing really rounds out the rest of my team. I think that moving on forward, that it can really excel with this team, especially the fact that it can be any single type it wants. The fact that multi-attack is 120 base, and the fact that I can just be it can be whatever I want it to be each week. The fact that it can late game clean with Swords Dance Flame Charge, and the fact that this thing has to be prep for. Same with Togekiss, I guess, because it's a wind card. But the fact that this thing can be whatever type, it can be flying, it can be ground, it can be literally anything, and it could come in and do some massive damage. As well as a defogger that's not weak to Hazard, which I wanted another one, as well as a really good pivot. I think it's one of the best pivots in the game with Parting Shot, and the fact that I can run also Baton Pass Togekiss, I forgot to mention that. The fact that I can put Parting Shot into Victini or Scoldipede or Togekiss or something like that can really help me, especially take a little bit more hits, because my team isn't really wally, it's more of just bulkiness, I guess. I don't really have walls. I guess Togekiss a little bit, depending on how I use it. But yeah, Savali I think is very versatile, and it's something that I just wanted really badly, because it's so versatile at what it does. And it's another thing that someone has to prep for. Also, yeah, I would have to run a plate or a memory. Next, I picked up my boy in the gang, Scrafty. I think Scrafty really rounds out this team, especially the fact that I had no knockoff users on my team, and I needed a dark type. So Scrafty, I found that it's a really good wall at what it does. With Togekiss, it pairs really well because my team was kind of weak to a little bit of spam, and the fact that it gets Intimidate really helps take on those physical attackers because I have no physical walls yet. And the fact that it just gets set up for Bulk Up, Rest, Shed Shell, it could be D-Dance setup, it could be just Wall, Scrafty. The fact that I can Bush Pass Togekiss into Scrafty is fantastic, and the fact that it's just an amazing Dark type that threatens out Psychic types and Ghost types really well. It can bulk and it can attack really well. And yeah, it's just amazing. It has three really good abilities, and the fact it's very versatile, because if I had a Choice Band Head Smash Scrafty one week and it knocks out like a Mandibuzz or something, it's really powerful. And you'll see eventually when I bring in the gang. My next mod, I wanted another Ghost immunity, and I picked up Lei, the Milk Tank. I think that the fact that I don't have a Stealth Archer yet really says that I really need one. I think that also Milk Tank has really three good abilities like Scrafty, Thick That, will help me with my Fire types and Ice types, which I don't really switch into that much. I only have really Wash. And the fact that Sap Super also helps me with my Grass types, as well as Scrappy the Ghost types, because this will be one of my main Ghost type answers. And the fact that it's base 100 speed, and that it can Milk Drink, it can Toxic. Oh my god, I keep clicking on the wrong one. And just really set up my rocks, and really just be a kind of a nuisance. Even if I want Choice Band, Codes, Milk Drink, and as well as it's another Cleric, which I only Togekiss because I didn't want to force it into that role. And it gets a very good move pool because it is a normal type. I've ran like a Sash kind of Milk Tank to 1v1 a Dracovish before, and Attract is kind of viable in a way. I don't think I can use it, but it could be cool. Ooh, Iron Tail? Wavy. Anyways, you'll see what I can do with Miltank. I think that it's a really good bulky mod, and it can do mad damage. It really can. Next, moving on, the fact that you can grab a Mega in this game, in this draft is pretty cool. I think, well, obviously it's not Dex, but here I end up picking Mega Garchomp. I need a Dragon type, I need a Ground type, and the fact that my team routinely breaks ice types, Rotom Wash Resist. This is obviously weak, but this can also break ice types. This can beat it, and this has Thick Fat. I could really help my team around, especially that my team is really pivoty. And the fact that Mega Garchomp, there's no HPAces, so I don't have to worry about a random HPAce coming at Mega Garchomp is kind of nuts. I don't have to make a first turn, so I can always keep my 102 speed stat with regular Garchomp. It does hurt me a little bit that I can't run like a Yatu Berry or some type of berry to help out Garchomp to like versatile, like if I have base Garchomp. But the fact that I have 170 attack stat is just absurd. I can break through almost anything. Garchomp is very powerful. And the fact that my team, like, a lot of these mons, it could come every single week. Scrafty and Milk Tank could come. And the fact that there's like different things that could come and different modes I can have is very good. This thing is a bulky beast, and I'm I've never used it in draft, but my friends were telling me when I was prepping that you should try out this thing. I think that it gives me another Stealth Rock setter. It gives me an SD, like an actual immediate threat. As soon as it hits the field, I don't need to invest a new attack on this thing. It already hits 376 attack, and it's just broken. I think it's the same as Mega Heracross. Oh no, it's less. Oops. But the fact that I can just have no attack and it hits 376 is amazing. I can put it all in bulk and run stuff like that. And the fact that it's a 120 special attack stat, special Mega Chomp, like, it happens. But yeah, I'm very excited to use this thing. I think it'll be very good at what it does. But yeah, I've never used it, so hopefully it's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good. Next, I picked up the best value mon in the draft, Leavanny, 2 points. I'm like, why is this sticky web setter actually in 2 points? It has base 92 speed stat. It's the 3rd fastest web setter in the game. Galvantula or Beetle, yeah, 3rd fastest. The fact that it gets Heal Bell and Knockoff is just absurd. I think that Raven really kind of slept on this mon. I don't know why it's here. It's fairly bulky with base 88 defenses, and it's fairly good at what it does. It gives me another momentum in Baton Pass, so I can stick you up Baton Pass. And like I said, it has Cloak options, Knockoff. It can hit hard on the physical or special side. Well, I guess not hard, but it can hit. The fact I can set up screens with it is just fantastic. Sticky Web, Toxic. Yeah, for a lower tier mon, I think Leavanny is very value, and I thought it would be like 3, 4, or 5. The fact that it's 2 points for a Sticky Web user with this team is just fantastic, because Mega Garchomp and Victini utilize Sticky Webs, and the fact that it, like I said before, way before this video, like at the beginning of the video, it forces heavy duty boots users, which I really do want to use, because the fact that if they have to run boots, they can't run like a random Aqua Berry, like I said before, or Choice Scarf to outspeed my team, is really helpful. So next, my round 10 pick, I ended up picking up Sabagabu, the Crystal. So originally this was Shuckle, but I realized that I wanted another Stealth Rock user because I had 2, and the fact that I could have Shuckle get through off, but the fact that this thing also gets spikes, and I think I'd rather have spikes than webs, because I think Leavanny would be my poor webber either way, and the fact that I have triple bug is kind of wavy, I find. Even though I have triple bug, this thing can late game, other than Shuckle. I think with 125 defense and 105 attack, this thing is really neat on what it does. I can high defense body press. It also gets knockoff, which Shuckle had and Crustle had, which is why I picked Crustle. The fact that I can Shell Smash, set spikes, and Stealth Rock is just amazing. I think that spikes can go a long way. People really do sleep on spikes, and I really want to emphasize that hazard stacking is really good. Also a neat thing, I could run Savali Ghost so you can't spin on me, PogChamp. So yeah, hazard stacking is really good with my team. I think that I have some really good key stuff to be able to hazard stack. I have every single hazard in the game. So yeah, other than Copper Jaws G-Max. So you're sitting there realizing I have 16 points. You're realizing I don't have a steel type. Whoever wanted Jirachi, haha, lol, I got it. I got Jade the Jirachi. I think Jirachi is amazing. I got my Togekiss Jirachi flinch card that I think people really didn't realize. I'm gonna flinch you the crap out of you to become a win con. It's something that I have. It gives me a secondary wish user, which I didn't always want to lose to be. I think Jirachi is very, very good defensively. I think its typing is fantastic. The fact that I do have 2 psychic types and my 2 mons, Victini and Jirachi, are weak to ground types. I think ground types really are good against me, but I think I can deal with them because I have some really, really good natural bulk with like Crustle, Vivani Resist, Garchomp, Miltank, Scrafty, Savali Flying, maybe Rotom, Togekiss. And the fact that Victini and Jirachi both can hit ground type for super effective damage. I think Jirachi as a steel type is fantastic. Gives me another stealth off user, a U-turner, so I have 4 stealth off users. Gives me Wish, like I said before, Heal Bell. It gives me a steel type, which pairs really, really, really good with Mega Chomp. Jirachi is very, very versatile, like Victini, base 100 across the board, and it really gives me like a small setup on like Iron Defense, Calm Mind really could help. Moonblast is stored power, Steel Beam, stuff like that can really, really help me win games. Even though they're double psychic, Jirachi is a primary steel type, and its secondary typing is not as useful as like Victini, I'd say. It's mostly a really, really good bulky steel type. So yeah, this is my final team going into the Global Sweden Cup. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like. I'm definitely gonna do some live battles and commentate. I want to try to do the whole entire season, even if I win or lose. I really, really want to try to record, not for just like views and stuff. I just want to do this because I haven't really fully committed to recording a whole league before. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to use this team. I think that there's a lot scarier teams out there that have immediate threats, but I think the way that I build and the versatility of this team is really, really, really scary. So hopefully people don't underestimate me, and there's going to be some really great battles out there. So hopefully guys enjoyed. Leave a like, and I'll see you guys later.